Permit me to congratulate the Ebonyi chapter of Women in Mining in Nigeria, and I sincerely wish you a successful inauguration. It's unfortunate that I won't be there, but I think it is very important for me to equally outline what Women in Mining stands for, because most of us seems not to know. Women in Mining is an organization formed to ensure that women, children, vulnerable ones are mainstreamed into the Nigerian mining sector. And from that explanation, you'll find out that it involves all categories of people. You have career women, you have women who are operators, you have women who are living in host communities. So Women in Mining is a broad-based organization. It accommodates all. It's a platform where people are able to dialogue and have a meeting point on common issues to talk to government about. One of such issues is discrimination, inequality. You find out that mining sector has been seen and as an exclusive club for the men in time past, probably because of our culture, and then because men consider it to be a macho sector where you exert a lot of energy. But in these times and age, where women study all forms of profession, you have women into PhD doing different forms of geophysical, geological, geochemistry, hydrogeology, all forms of education, engineering, nursing. Women should be allowed to choose and decide on what they want to do. And so, it's a platform where career professionals will find an opportunity for advocacy. The second aspect of it is that you find women who are operators. Some women are drawn into that sector because of the pull and push factor. In your environment, you look at it, and our environment has a way of influencing what we do. It influences us to work on our environment. And for people, for instance, in Ebonyi State where you have salt, then in Enugu where you have coal, where you have kaolin, all manner of things. If a woman decides to work in that sector, so be it. She shouldn't be discriminated against as long as she understands the rule of the game and she plays the game the way she should be played. The other group of people are those people living in mining communities. Because one lives in mining communities, it does not mean one should suffer the casualty from mining. And we know that mining destroys and devastates an environment. And mining is the fastest way to poverty if it is not mined responsibly. So again, these women have a right to talk, because these women, their farmlands are taken, their farmlands are devastated, their waters are destroyed, even their pregnancies are threatened because of pollution. Their children, you understand, don't grow properly because of one mineral deficiency or overpopulation of minerals in their body streams. So again, they have a right for advocacy. So when you look at all these groups, they are all dovetailed in Women in Mining, and that is why we need to understand ourselves and work together as a family. Number two, you find out that Women in Mining has assumed an international center in the dialogue in the mining sector. You find international women in mining, you have African women in mining, you have West African women in mining, and then you have women in mining in each jurisdiction. But what did they do? They made sure they created a linear structure such that we can fashion out policies and share amongst ourselves to be able to better the lot of us. So there's no point fighting. The place is big, it's large enough for everybody. For instance, if you are very good in advocacy, you stay in the advocacy section of Women in Mining as a committee, where you're actually knocking the doors of government to say, yeah, this policy must change, this policy must change. And I've heard so much about the very good women in Ebonyi, the women who are so active, women who goes about challenging mine operators on why they are mining irresponsibly, challenging mining operators of why they are not having women as part of their staff strength, challenging operators on why they are paying women lesser amounts of money, or why they are not allowing women to be properly kitted, when women use their bare hands, body not protected, even under pregnancy, you understand, walking and nothing. They are just exposed like that. We can see that the COVID affected women most. So when you are in advocacy session, these are things you want to fight for. And when I had a chat with Mama Margaret, Mommy, I appreciate you and I commend your strength of what you do. I was so impressed that These are people who have a deep understanding of what the responsibilities are in the sector. Number two, you look at access to funding. Some of you could have licenses and you want to mine, but you don't have access to funding. Again, this is a platform where we should all put our voices together and see how we go about it. Cooperatives is very critical, because formalization, that's the way you can be engaged. That is the way it is easy, you understand, to put people together and teach them. In this sector, knowledge is very, very critical. Knowledge is very, very important, and I'm emphasizing it again. If you don't have the technical knowledge to be able to mine, to be able to understand what goes on in the sector, you will just be a player. You will just be annoyed, grumbling, not knowing what is happening. So it's very important, to understand, for you to acquire knowledge. And even the Bible tells us, it said, seek for knowledge, seek for it with all your might, get it with all your understanding, because when you have knowledge, you will understand the sector very well. So for that area, we need some group of people, you understand, who will sacrifice time and make time to make sure that our other women who are not too educated understand the dangers of what they do. You know, you teach them on environmental issues, you teach them on monetary issues, you teach them on administrative issues, you teach them on mining techniques, and then you teach them on market dynamics. Mineral trading is very important. You and I know that the farmer who goes to the market, who goes to the farm to till the ground, to plant and do everything, does not make as much money as that person who sells the yam. So mineral trading is equally very important, which we take seriously. And again, we do a lot of capacity building around that. If you check our site, where we have what we call WIMT, that's Women in Mining Training Institute, we have provided opportunities, you understand, through digital series. Rather than use your phone to be doing abusing people, use it to buy education for yourself. Use it to just key when we have that monthly training sessions to be able to acquire knowledge. And beyond that, we post all manner of training opportunities again from our other alliances, Women in Mining Africa, Women in Mining West Africa, International Women in Mining. As we speak, there's one going on which is called Mining and Governance. You understand? Organized, you understand, by IGR. So if you key into all those things, you get all the opportunities. So today is not the day of talking. I just want to commend you. I want to appreciate you. And after election, I want to plead, because I saw that your election was keenly contested, which is a good one. It shows that everybody is interested in the organization. But immediately after election, a good association becomes one. You fuse together to become one. You look for strengths who are capable to drive the various committees. The various committees, we will let you know the committees you should form. You understand, like mine and safety. You understand, like advocacy committee, advocacy and sensitization, like mine inspection. You know, things like that. So you form all these committees, and then everybody is working, and then spread it across. Let everybody have a sense of belonging, and then let's respect the elderly amongst us. For example, I want to commend Dr. Kelechi very well, you understand, who assisted with his team in making sure that the election was free and fair. He is our he for she ambassador here. And let me make some clarification. All organizations in the mining sector, we are not even enough. We are working together. There's a synergy. Whether it's Sentai-LSD, we are having a mining summit, of which we've always participated, and we will see us this year again, we are participating. They are a capacity building institution, training leaders and things, bringing up emerging leaders, because when you have leaders that are good in decision making, all these ones that we are sweating will not be there. We are a women-based organization. You have global rights, you understand, whose main focus is concentrating on host communities. You have CSR, you have so many organizations like that. So there's no point fighting. We are all one. So it's you people who are the grassroots, who probably does not understand the various rules and things. There's a big thing. Dr. Monday Osasa, Victoria, everybody, we are all family, you understand, and we will remain family no matter what happens. Dr. Kelechi, for instance, is our he for she ambassador there. I respect him so much for his commitment and even the way he conducted the election. So permit me to use this opportunity again to say congratulations to you all. I wish you a successful event, and for those of you who are probably annoyed, some exited out of annoyance, that's childish. I want to plead with you today, you understand, to bury all hatchet and look at one thing. the most important thing is that you are not even the beneficiaries of what is happening today. It's our children, our daughters that are coming behind us. Our mothers paid the price for us to go to school. They did not have the opportunity to go to school. You remember the Aba riots. You remember Margaret Ekpo. You remember Mama Funlayo. You remember Sawaba. You remember so many of them like that who struggled to give women chances. Those are the chances we are enjoying today. And then we must equally fight. We must equally advocate to give the generation coming behind us a good chance for a better